see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus.
Welcome back to another video from Hooked on Oz. Very different one today. We are not outside, no rods in our hands, not in a boat, we're not land-based, we're not in a car. We're indoors. In fact, we're in my tackle room. You can see we've got a roof on our heads. Weather's been terrible all week. Last 2 weeks it's just rained each weekend. It's the only time I get off to film videos, so I'm gonna do tackle rundown. It's late in the afternoon, it's after work, so let's get into it, eh? This is my room. It's just a little sort of boxed in area. I've got a bench over here where I rig all my lures. I'm storing hooks, some lures, and then I've got some scents and things up here. Just got a little curtain-y thing to stop dust and that from getting in here. And then over here we've got some reel storage, some lures, bag storage. Got a couple cool things like an Alvy over there, a couple trophy things and like memories I've got on the wall. Up on the roof we've got all the rods, reels, desk for rigging, editing, whatever I want to do over there, leaders, hooks, we've got knives, pliers, everything in there. And then a small little fridge over here. Going through what I genuinely take out fishing, and there it is in the background right there, my Plano bag. I'll give you a rundown of what's inside it. Right here is my Plano 3700. I take this on most of my trips, especially land-based, take it in the boat, take it everywhere. Reason why is it is fully waterproof. So I can take this, I can drop it overboard in the boat, I can do whatever I want with it, doesn't matter. It's waterproof, dustproof, nothing will get in there, all my gear is safe, and it's actually a really comfortable bag. In my side pocket here, we've just got a little Samaki box. It's got a couple little random bits and pieces. But in this box, I just carry a lighter, some rod tip, glue, and a couple little tips in there. It's an old box, there's an old thing in there. Haven't touched this in a while, but it's handy to have. The amount of times I've broken rod tips and don't have anything to fix it, this has just become compulsory with all my fishing trips. Also just got a little pack of Crush City heavy hitters. Don't use them very often, they're just sitting in there. Probably should take them out, but you'll notice that it's not very organized in here right now, but I'll get on top of it. Look at the bag, we've got a little pocket right here. Sits against your back, I don't like to overfill it. I've just got a phone charger in here. There should be a portable charger in here as well, in case the phone dies or the GoPros need some charging. And then I've also got just a random BCF poncho in there, just in case I forget my rain jacket and I don't want to get too wet. I took this bag out the other day, so it's very not sorted and there's stuff in the wrong spots, but it's absolutely loaded. I usually fit 2 trays in there and 2 of these Bait Junkie plastic bags. And I'll give you a little look at what I keep inside these bags and what's inside these 2 boxes. These are the 4 storage containers that I keep inside of the Plano bags. This box here, I'm carrying a heap of jig heads. These aren't all my jig heads, this is just what I genuinely use if I go out on the boat or land base. This is kind of the bag that I'll just pick up and go. We've just got a random plastic in here that I clearly used last time I was out. But inside here, I've got packets of jig heads, and then I've got opened ones and ones that have fallen out. All right, this box has got all my hard bodies in it. Right here, we've got these Savage Gravity Twitches in 67mm. Got 2 of them. I've actually never used them. Definitely will use them soon though. They look awesome. Lots of these chubbies up here for brim, flathead. These are just Pro Lure ones. Then there's just a random, some Berkeley ones in here, Savage ones, Daiwa ones, bit of everything in that one. Over here we have a lot of double clutches, which are twisted up. Go-to lure, absolutely love these guys in the flats. Got some smaller ones over here, and then we've just got one of the Daiwa spikes. Another lure that I love. Caught a lot of brim on that. Then we've got a Samaki jerkbait. This one dives nice and deep. I've caught a lot of tailor and salmon just trolling this behind the tinny. And then just a huge blade, which I'll use in the lake every now and then. Over this side of the box, we've got some tango shads. These are just 2 colors. Haven't used these in a long time. They've picked up a bit of rust. Definitely should be changing these trebles out, but I'll get back to that eventually. And then we have my collection of in-feed blades. Love these things. Good mate Eddie got me onto these, and honestly, these are the best blades you can get. They catch so many fish, and I want every single color. They have some of the... If you shine a UV light on any of these, you can see all these fine little details on them, and it is incredible. Bag number 1. This one's just full of a lot of plastics. Won't go through all of them. I'll show you some of my favorite plastics towards the end, but this is just loaded with heaps of plastics, from prawns to paddle tails, curly tails, squid lures. Everything is in here. I can cover any type of bait, any size, anything, as long as it's in the estuary. I don't have anything bigger than 5 inches in this bag. Bag number 2, this one, it's a bit unsorted. I took this bag out the other day fishing. Just got a heap of these Z-Man Elite prawns. These are my favorite lure currently. As you can tell, I've got almost every color. But in this bag, when they're not in there, I'm carrying my leaders. There's a glove. I've got some lip grips, braid scissors, pliers. Away underneath my desk over here, these are all my leaders, lines, braids, fluorocarbons, everything. But mainly it's full of all my fluorocarbon leader, which, as you can tell, I'm a huge Daiwa guy. Absolutely love their leaders. All their gear is awesome. Love Shimano as well, but big Daiwa person. In here, I'm carrying 16 pounds all the way up to, I believe, 30 pound in my Daiwa leaders. So there's a 16, a 12, we've got an 8, we've got 6, 10, 4, and then on these there should be a 20 and another 12. Then we've got a random 12 which hasn't been opened yet. A couple other little brands that I've had to buy when I've forgotten leaders and had to buy some. FC Rock 30 pound, and then just some random big leaders for off rocks, off the beach, all over the place. If I had to put together a little general leader pack for the estuaries, I'll usually go a 6, an 8, a 10 and a 12, and these will cover me from brim up to flathead. Every now and then you can catch a big flathead on this gear, but usually targeting those 50 centimeter flathead and then those brim. This side of the room, we've just got some random stuff. That's just a little rubbish bin, a couple bits and pieces from my boat. Then we've got my bass fishing tackle box. This is completely empty right now. Haven't used it in a long time. It's not bass season, but it's in there. It's dusty, needs to get cleaned. Here is a reel cabinet holder, whatever you want to call it. Made this when I was still in school in timber. Holds all my reels. These are just all reels that I haven't used in a long time, or reels that I don't really use often. A couple of them are seized up. Not going to name names. But yeah, got a couple cool leader things. A couple bits and pieces down the bottom, but that's where I store my not so used reels. Way back there, cheeky Trans M95. All you Lake Mac fishers out there, just like me, would know just how good this lure is. And unfortunately, they've discontinued them. So this lure is just going to sit boxed until it's worth a lot of money one day. Here, just a couple random drawers. Just like a keep net. All my hooks and sinkers for bait. Won't go through any of that. Couple reel bags. Empty. And then we've got like some stickers, brag matty things, fish nets, couple random reel things, Miller rods, rod tube, all that sort of stuff is in there. Got a tournament brag mat from Let's Fish Lake Mac. Back of the room over here, got a cheeky Alvey. It's been a while since I've touched, moved, cleaned that. It's just been hidden away in the back corner of the desk. We've got a heap of reel boxes, and we've got the desk here. We have my Samaki Vibe and one really old Trans Am collection. And then there's just a random Nomad Vibe. They are usually in here. Got to replace some trebles on a lot of these. They've all rusted over. If anybody out there has any storage things or ideas for all these vibes other than this Samaki box, because they all rattle around and move out of place, and especially when I'm land-based fishing. So if anyone has any storage tips for Samaki vibes or vibes in general, let me know. These two tubs here in particular, these are just the fun tubs. The tub number one. In this tub, I've got all of my lures that obviously I'm not taking with me regularly. So we've got tub number one, I'll go through that soon. Tub number two, this is just like an offshore box, kingy box, bit of everything in there, trolling. And then we've got all these other tubs. Dig completely down into all of these tubs, but I'll give you a little rundown. Right here, we've got all my metals. You can kind of see them all in there. Won't go through all of it. You got top water, that's pretty empty. These are all sort of estuary boxes. It's kind of all I use. But there we go, there's some top water gear. In here, we've got a lot of fresh, unopened or unused lures. These are all really clean. I wanted to separate them from used lures. So these all sit in here. Yet to use any of them, but they'll get a purpose one day. This is my bass box. Now I don't have much in here because I kind of use anything for bass. But this is just a dedicated bass box. I've got little things like chubbies with little propeller things on them. We've got heaps of bass gear in here. Not as much as most YouTubers because I don't do it very often, but there will be some bass videos soon. My favourites for Lake Macquarie. This is my squid jig box. Here we go. Boom. This is actually a double-sided box. And here we got some more. And I'll show you my favourite squid jigs, eh? One of the best storage things ever are these Tupperware steamer containers. This is just loaded with a lot of unopened stuff. Now these are my favourite squid jigs. I pack them away after every use. They go back in the boxes. Shout out to Billy from R&B Tackle. He actually gave me these for free when I was working with him one time. But these are the best squid jigs you can use. Honestly, I've caught so many squid on these. All Jig Nation Kiaras. Haven't used these yet. They're all unopened, but so pumped to use them soon when I finally start doing some videos offshore. Moving on to my favorite box I own. I skipped this one for a reason. This one is my Rapala box, and it is full of my favorite hard bodies I own. I don't use them as often as I would like to, but in here we've got big bent minnows, we've got bombers, we've got heaps of these bigger Shimano Silent Assassins, boxes of unopened stuff in here, more bent minnows, more unopened hard bodies. This tub here is specifically for big flathead. Heaps of big lures in here. And then we've got replacement trebles. If I'm going out for big flathead, this is the box that I'll grab. Tub number 2. This has got all my plastics in it, ranging from clone prawns, This is a tub full of just bait junkies, and it has a couple Z-Mans in it. But these are all paddle tails. We've got random plastics. Most of these are Berkeley. I'm pretty sure they all are. More clone prawns in here. Over here, we've got curly tails and prawns and squid and everything. 9-inch live ops squid. Big Berkeley glide baits. Heaps of more big plastics for flathead. And then we've got some My Lure Box soft glides. Don't use much of this gear. This gear sort of just sits in here until my bag runs out. But you name a lure and I probably have it. I might not have the color you named, but I should have it. Drawer of the desk. We've got some duct tape. We've got pliers, knives, some real lubes, stuff like that. And then the bottom drawer's empty for now. Now this right here is my workbench. This is where I fix lures that have rusted hooks. As you can see, these lures here are ready to be changed over. They've got rust all over their barbs. Over here, a couple lures. We got a little clam for brim, some scents, a bag with some little marlin lures in here. Haven't used them, probably won't use them in a long time, but they're there. And we've got my old sounder over here. But that's the bench. Now this is the best part, the part you've all been waiting for. I'm going to go over the rods that I use mostly and very often. I won't go over the other rods. I don't use them very often. They're not in most of the videos. And until I start using them, then I'll show you them. First rod, this is my Brim and Bass rod. This is my Daiwa TD Black 2000. I'm running 6-pound Sunline on it. Love the braid. And then for the rod, we've got an Atomic Arrows Skinny Water. Perfect little rod for flicking around chubbies, really light, weightless plastics under boats. Works really well. Brim and that fight so hard on this rod. You guys have probably seen this rod and reel a lot on the channel. This is my TD Black Wild Weasel with my Revelry. It's a new rev. Love it. 2500. I've got J-Braid Expedition 12-pound braid on it, I believe. And I'm running a 12-pound leader on it usually. Sometimes I'll step it up to a 16-pound. But this will get me through the lake. It'll get me land-based. It'll get everything done. I'll even drop it down to like 8-pound leaders and I'll fish for whiting, brim, other species like that on it. This is my TD Soul with my Hyper. 12 to 50 gram cast weight. As you can tell, it's a 3000 reel, 20-pound J-braid on it. And I'll be using this for flathead, casting glide baits, big plastics on the flats. Love this rod. Haven't used it as much as I want to, but we will get this on the channel at some point. The last rod that I'll go through for now. These are the 4 rods that you'd regularly see me on the channel with. So I'm not going to go through any others, but this is a TD Black 3000. This is the new one. I've got Tasline on there, which is yellowing. I know it looks terrible right now, but it's what I got at the time. This is just the Vibe Freak Miller rods. Love this rod. Favorite rod I own. Don't use it as much as I want to right now because I'm absolutely obsessed with my Revelry and TD Black rod. But I use this rod with my Vibes, as you can tell in the name, Vibe Freak. So we use this with Vibes, bigger plastics on the lake. Perfect rod for it all. Love it. Don't use it as often as I want to. Also an awesome land-based rod. I'm pretty sure from memory this rod's 7'3", yeah. So it casts really well. I can store about 15 rods up there. I've got rods stored over here, but awesome rod setup right here. Made this homemade. It's out of some plywood. Just cut some slots and the rods sort of all sit in there above me and they're out of the way. None of them are getting destroyed, broken, stood on, falling over. and then that can just sort of sit there freely in the corner, it means.